right, we in here live from UCLA Conference Center in Lake Arrowhead. This is AC Sports Live. I'm your man AC, and I appreciate y'all for checking in with me once again on this Tuesday night, the 21st day of the month of May, the 5th month of the year 2024. In the building. One location does not stop the show. One monkey don't stop the show. Rodney Sauce in here. What's up, big bro? James Mack in here. What's up, brother man? I appreciate y'all being steady. Are you ready? I am in a conference room with a fireplace behind me and the biggest mosquito I've ever seen lurking. So if you see me jump up and kill a mosquito, you know what it is. I gotta get him before he gets me. I got my man Gee in here who's tripping through transformation. I'm just tripping about this mosquito being bigger than my hand. I'm trying to see. I saw him earlier. I don't see him now, which kind of frightens me. He might be on me getting ready to pounce. So I gotta stay ready. I got my paper ready to smash him. When he comes through, I'm gonna jump up, throw my headphones off, and smash him. Because either be hunt or be hunted. NBA playoffs. Did you see the Pacers just choke off one? That might have been it. That was the only one. That was the one chance they had to get that one in Boston. They choked it off. I got my big bro Johnny Ack in here, Ack Dog, in the building. I missed the Mercedes Lewis event today because I'm not in Long Beach. I'm in Lake Arrowhead. I saw his mom, Yvonne Withers, posting live. I missed it. Dang it. But still, much deserved honor for the great one, Mercedes Lewis. Jack Rabbit's 20-year NFL vet. Was that a key to the city ceremony? Awesome stuff. James Mack, I better get this mosquito, bro. I think he's transporting Ebola, COVID, and SARS. I don't know, man. This joker was huge, and his body was full of something. So I got to get him because I want him to give me what he got. I know he around here because I see all these lights. And you know mosquitoes like lights. WNBA playoffs, man. The NBA playoffs and the WNBA season's underway. Boxing had a big week for the Ukrainian fighters. And I got a segment of Tragic Jawns. Some videos I saw that was just tragic. This is AC Sports Live. Let's get it.
Never slumber, never put him to the test. He be reigning king forever, resurrected after death. All praise to God, brother, say it with your chest. Say it with your chest, all praise to the one.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. So the Final Four, the NBA playoffs is set. We got Ant-Man versus Kyrie. And I love it that he called out his competition, his matchup. After the Timberwolves dismissed the Nuggets, Ant-Man proceeds to say, my matchup going to be Kyrie. And we're going to see what I can do versus him. And then everyone is jumping up, well, you should be guarding Luka. I think McDaniels is a better matchup the first 3 quarters, and then the fourth quarter, you got to do what you got to do. Where Ant-Man takes Jamal Murray in the fourth quarter. Something similar to that. But Kyrie is the closer. And I think that's what Ant-Man is referring to. I got to guard Kyrie. And that's all the young players see Kyrie as the standard. As far as handles, as far as finishing, as far as being a shooter. So that's where that comes from. I believe Ant-Man respects Kyrie more than he respects Jamal Murray. Because they asked Jamal Murray about Ant-Man, Ant-Man about Jamal Murray. And Ant-Man wasn't that impressed. I got Dr. Frazier in here. Same old man. I'm at work. I'm at Lake Arrowhead, but the show must go on. I knew we would have the evenings off, so I brought my gear. Who I got in these playoffs? I got Timberwolves Celtics. But the Pacers dropped the ball tonight. They had it. They had one. But nobody wants to see the Mavs versus the Pacers. I think the more intriguing matchup would be the Wolves versus the Celtics. But the Pacers had a chance. They had a chance. Ronnie Sauce said exactly what Bron should have done in the fourth quarter versus Murray. When it's time to be money man, like tonight, we almost saw Jason Tatum get away with murder again. where he was nowhere to be found in the fourth quarter in regulation. Everybody else taking shots, and then he finally got a bucket, and one layup, which caused him to have some momentum, some confidence. He hits a three. They get the W. But even at the end of regulation, who's taking that three? A bad three from the corner, Jaylen Brown. Why is Jason Tatum not getting the ball in that crucial crunch time? I thought he was that guy. That's why I still don't believe in the Celtics. I think they're still going to struggle with whoever comes out the West. So Ant-Man and the Timberwolves, who I said were built to beat the Nuggets, and some information came down the pipeline today that reminded us the GM of the Timberwolves is the former GM of the Nuggets who constructed the Nuggets team. So who better to create a team to defeat his own creation than the GM that put the whole thing together? It was crazy. Down by 20, came back and won. And everybody's mad at Mike Malone for having a fit on the podium. That's Michael Malone, man. He's always been extra. He's always been a little bit of a cantankerous person. I believe he chewed out a reporter for calling him Mike. He's one of those guys. Get off my lawn kind of guy. Dr. Frazier said, I agree the coach should have fouled before that three. He got outcoached. I was just saying how the Pacers are out-coaching the Celtics. And then that happened. So I had to put my foot right back in my mouth. But it's going to be interesting. Tomorrow is the beginning of the Western Conference Finals. Game one is always interesting to see. Tyrese Halliburton somehow or another had his team in position to win tonight after they put out the Knicks. Well, when the Knicks lost Brunson, nobody wants to see the Knicks without Brunson. We barely wanted to see the Knicks without Julius Randle. But now that we see that Brunson is a bona fide star, and shout out to Rick Brunson's dad, who's been his coach since he was a kid. And how is he still able to be his coach in the pros baffles me. That no coach would see a conflict of interest. He was a coach on the Mavs. He now is a coach on the Knicks. And he's coached his son to super max stardom. Undersized, on the ground, doesn't play above the rim. You never see Jalen Brunson dunk the ball. But he is one of the most unguardable players in the league. So it's parity. We won't have the same champion. Won't be a back-to-back champ. It's going to be a new champion this year. My pick right now is the Timberwolves. That man, Ant-Man's on the mission. So even when he's playing okay, he still finds a way to impact the game defensively, rebounds, and hustle. And it's infectious to his team. And he's a pretty good leader for a young guy. So I think he is in position to become a champion way before Michael Jordan was. And his team is, let's give it up for Cat. Cat played well. Cat kind of kept them going when things got a little bit stale. And that massive rebound putback was what put the nail in the coffin. D-Mac Fine here, great game. And I don't really have a dog in the Eastern fight. I kind of want the Celtics to win because I don't want the Pacers to go to the championship. It's not what I want to see. Rudy said, my Knicks choked. No, they got hurt, Rude. They got hurt. They were outmanned. Does that have anything to do with how they're coached? Because Tibbs runs their players into the ground. Guys get hurt. I don't know what Jalen hurt. I think he hurt his hand. When Brunson hurt his hand, it was over with. When he hurt his hand and they said he's not coming back in the game, I turned the channel. Because at that point, I don't even want to. I love Josh Hart. I love DiVincenzo. But without Jalen Brunson, the Knicks aren't the Knicks. But I am interested to see what they do with that lineup. That's a championship team. What up, Big Key? Back in Philadelphia, we nationwide. Leon Frazier says he reminded me of Isaiah Thomas of the Celtics. So not Zeke, but Isaiah Thomas, fourth quarter Isaiah Thomas of a couple years back, maybe 10 years ago. And then the Celtics did him real dirty. Brunson broke his hand. Yeah, I don't know how you break your hand, but it was unfortunate. TSC said Boston versus T-Wolves in the finals. Boston wins in 6 after Boston, Bears, Indiana in 5. Bucks come back to win it all next season, I hope. You got a lot of wishful thinking. I got T-Wolves in 6, and the Bucks are about to break it up. I was excited about the Bucks getting my man Damian Lillard, but as long as the Greek Freak stays a little bit hobbled, they're going to be very, very suspect. Key says, I think it was more of his thumb. And if it's a shooting hand thumb, it's over with. You can get away with middle finger and ring finger, tape them up. But these 3, well, these 2, you can't lose your index and your thumb. Middle finger, index, one of those 2 you need for shooting the balls. We watched Kobe play many times with just one of those 2. Tape them things up and you can still shoot it. But Jalen Brunson is such a touch player. It'd be hard for him to play without that hand, especially if it's his dominant hand. Unfortunate, man, because I was waiting to see when he was going to heat up. He was going to have to heat up. Switching gears, man, WNBA season's underway, and the votes are in. Rookie of the week is Angel Reese, who's been playing really good basketball. We are wondering how her game would translate since she seems a little bit awkward and sometimes uncoordinated in the paint, unorthodox in the paint, but she hustles. She gets loose balls. She's averaging 13 and 5, and she just gets 2 or 3 steals a game. She impacts the game. Chicago was winning. So Angel Reese, all the flack she received for going to the Met Gala when she had a game coming up, and she still performed well. So let the girl live. Not only is Caitlyn Clark bringing eyes to the game, so is Angel Reese. Speaking of Caitlyn Clark, she's getting better. I think she has kind of exercised those demons of getting locked up the first 3 games. She had 17 points the other day. The Indiana Fever are still without a win. But when you're on a bad team, it's just Aaliyah Boston and Caitlyn Clark, and they haven't figured it out yet. But they are bringing in the ratings. That Sun Fever matchup was the most watched game in 23 years. So that's the Caitlyn Clark effect. She has brought eyes to the game, no doubt about it. Now the discussion is it because she's good? Simply because she's good. If you believe it's just because she's good and just because she's the all-time leading scorer in college basketball history, if you think that's the only reason that this is hitting the way it's hitting, I would have to ask you to ask yourself, honestly, do you truly believe with all the WNBA stars that have played in the league, who have played college basketball, who have had just as much cachet in college basketball as Caitlyn Clark, now all of a sudden the eyes are on the WNBA because she can play, simply because she can play? That's not responsible. That's borderline naive. It's because she's white. It's because she's a straight heterosexual female and she's marketable. And she can play. And she can shoot it like Steph Curry from deep. All those factors play into it. We can't leave one of them out. It's the perfect storm. So we are all cheering for her to be successful, except for the players she's playing against. The WNBA players are full of pride. They don't want to see someone come in fresh off of the NCAA tournament, not winning the championship either, but being tabbed as the best ever. That's disrespectful to all the greats. I even saw my BBL Drizzy video of the week. I don't know a whole bunch about the BBL Drizzy, but I heard a song playing in the background for a Caitlyn Clark street. said BBL Drizzy, and Stewie lays the meanest screen on Caitlyn Clark you're ever going to see. Brought her to her knees. And is she a target? Is she a target? And it's not because of her own doing. It's because the media pumped her up to be the second coming. Let the girl play. Give her hype. She's bringing the eyes to the game. Somebody even suggested they should let her eat. I don't know if it was Lou Williams or was it, I forgot who said it. Jeff Teague said it. The WNBA is dropping the ball by young ladies locking up Caitlyn Clark and keeping her under 20 points and not letting her eat. Not to say throw the game, but let the stars be stars. They're not letting Caitlyn Clark eat. They're making her work. 5K, 8 right on Twitch. They're 0-4. Leon says she's turning it over too much. That's when you need to be coaching her up. You can't be a turnover monster. Chevy and Nasty in here. The Ride on YouTube, Facebook. What else we on? LinkedIn. The Ride with Chevy and Nasty, one of the best shows in Canada, worldwide, New Zealand. All love Chevy and Nasty. SG, Trilogy in here. Broham. I'm broadcasting from Lake Arrowhead, UCLA, the U, West Coast Conference Center. The show must go on. Aaliyah Boston is struggling in her sophomore season. She is no longer the focal point. Wasn't she like the rookie of the year last year when she was getting the pill? Now she has to watch the Caitlyn Clark show, and she's going to be shooting deep threes, which makes the inside game not the primary source of scoring. She's going to have to go and turn into a rebounder and put back person. It's going to take some time for them to be able to work together. Those two are the cornerstones of that franchise. As G said it best, growing pains is what it is. She gonna struggle a little bit. That's a given. But those who have tabbed her to be better than Maya Moore and all those greats, y'all set her up for failure. Let the girl grow. Let her be a star that's hungry and learning and getting better. Shoot, we don't even know where we are. You don't know where you are? Chevy and Nasty, where are those guys? Out in Saskatchewan somewhere? We nationwide, man. We worldwide on the AC Sports Live. We worldwide on the Collective Podcast. We worldwide on the Chevy and Nasty Show. We're worldwide on the Rubio Method. All the shows. We left the network and we're still pushing forward because we still in the business of helping people, saving men's lives, preventing suicide, community, love, inspiration, positivity. That don't stop. Nobody can monopolize that. That's a given. That's what we all about. That's why I do my show. You guys, holla at your boy. Inbox me. I mean, I'm having some good conversations off camera with some guys who watch the show, talking about things, some real life things. You talk to me about anything, man. Faith, fatherhood, being a good husband, life after football, jobs, my day job where I am in Lake Arrowhead. I'm the work-based learning coordinator for all 19 LA junior colleges, community colleges. So I work with community, I work with industry. I'm trying to get students lined up with jobs and careers. If you are in that boat, I can be of assistance. I'm one of the key cogs in one of our sponsors. All in CDL training, the future of commercial driving. A lot of guys looking for a career. All in CDL training. Get your Class A license and become a driver, not just a truck driver, but there are many types of drivers. So I'm all about helping people get to where they need to go, whether that be career, whatever. Hook it up. All right? Yeah, buddy. As G said, booyah. Speak on it, my good brother. I try my best, man. I try. So Chi-Barbie, Angel Reese doing her thing. Caitlyn Clark, 17 points in her last outing. Not too shabby. She's going to break 20, and before you know it, she's going to have 25 and 30-point games. Now she got to find a way to win. Mike Staff in here, and the Time Is Now podcast. Going to get that guy on the internet in video form. Mike Staff and the Time Is Now podcast. Excellent podcast on Spotify, Apple Music, all your audio podcasts. But with his beautiful dreadlocks, his sweet brother Noomsy's dreadlocks belong on television. So we have to get him a high definition camera, high definition microphone, and let him rip. Let him do what he does, because I rip and I rhyme and I rhyme and I rip. 5 microphones for Dayline. Chevy and Nancy said we on the ride somewhere. YouTube tonight, right after me. There it is. The Ride with Chevy and Nasty. Doesn't it sound like a cool ride? Are you Philly on all sports? No, I'm Dodgers in baseball. And baseball season is underway. I don't really report on baseball just yet. It's too early. They got too many games, 175 games or so. I wait till basketball is pretty much over before I go to baseball. The Dodgers are in first place. That's all I need to know. We have so many people on the team that should be able to get it done. If we don't win the championship, it's a failure. Taking the words out of Giannis Antetokounmpo's mouth, if you don't win the championship, is it a failure? For the Dodgers this year, yes. Next year and the following year, championship or bust. Even if Shohei's not pitching yet, we should have enough to win a championship in LA. It should not be a COVID championship or a bubble championship like the previous one. Boxing. After these messages, we will talk about these Ukraine boxers who had a heck of a week last week, winning 3 championships against all odds. Be right back after these messages.
Dominate every matchup. Period. This should be the mindset of every competitor in both team and individual sports and in life. Each day we wake up, regardless of the task, regardless of what we're facing, we got to decide whether we're going to every matchup. Period. This should be the mindset of every competitor in both team and individual sports and in life. Each day we wake up, regardless of the task, regardless of what we're facing, we got to decide whether we're going to dominate or be dominated. Period. There is no in between. We believe whoever wears our gear embodies that DEM mindset. Dominate every matchup. Period. The question is, which side will you be on?
Can Nation Boxing Gym in Santa Fe Springs, California offers training for pros, amateurs, and weekend warriors. Ran by current WBC boxer Brandon Cannon Adams and pro trainer The People's Coach, Coach Cam Manalo. They offer adult and kids training and classes for all ages. Cannon Nation Boxing is in the corner for anyone who wants to learn the sweet science of boxing as a career or personal goals. Go to cannonnationboxing.com for more info.
Hi, I'm Jennifer, the director of All In CDL Training. Here in All In CDL Training, our main goal is for you to obtain your Class A driver's license. We offer online courses as well as in-person courses here in our location in Long Beach. If you require more information, please visit us at www.allincdltraining.com.
Yes, sir. All in CDL Training. Get that training you need. Class A licenses. You could be a forklift operator. You could work at the port. You can do all types of stuff. Warehouse. But you need that Class A. You can work at the post office. You need that Class A. Get it. Cannon Nation Boxing in Santa Fe Springs. Gives me a segue. Boxing last week was good for the Ukraine boxing contingency. Vasily Lomachenko was the first to retain his lightweight championship, and then Denis Berinchyk shocked the world by beating Vaquero Navarrete, staying undefeated, going 19-0, bringing home another lightweight, the WBO lightweight championship. And then the heavyweight of the group, Alexander Usyk, who my man Brandon Adams predicted to win the fight versus Tyson Fury, brings home the heavyweight, undisputed heavyweight championship of the world. It has been 24 years since that heavyweight division has been unified. So, good day at the gym for those three men. Upcoming fights, of course, I believe Shakur Stevenson's fighting, Tank Davis is fighting, but they're not fighting each other. One day, and I just saw that the Canelo mandatory contender is not Bud Crawford. So those who pay the bills are not happy about that. Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul in about 2 months. Still not sure if that's going to be a real fight. Might be a glorified sparring match. We don't know. We shall see. Coming up, tragic Jawns. After these messages, I think I see that mosquito. I'm going to get him. I'll be right back.
AC Sports Live is brought to you by All In CDL Training, the future of commercial driving. Earn your Class A and Class B license and endorsements with courses online and in person in the city of Long Beach. Call or visit the website 909-708-4861. www.allincdltraining.com. If you're unemployed, underemployed, or just want to change a career, scholarships are available, so don't worry about the cost. Give them a call. All In CDL Training, the future of commercial driving. AC Sports Live is also brought to you by Mood Swing Apparel, DEM Clothing. Dominate every matchup, period. Check them out, Mood Swing Apparel on Instagram. AC Sports Live is also brought to you by Cannon Nation Boxing. If you want to learn the sweet science of boxing, or if you just want to get a real good workout in, working out and training with pros, check out CannonNationBoxing.com and become the best version of yourself today.
All right, we back in here. I couldn't get him. He flew up too high. I see him again. Here he comes. I hope he come over here. You can see me getting him. You can see me getting him live. He's about 20 feet in the sky right now, but I might have to get him if he come over here. It's serious business, man. It's serious business. I can't get stung by this guy. All right, you saw BBL Drizzy with Caitlyn Clark getting a pick set straight in her chops. Tragic Jawns. Now, I got a few videos that came down my feed. There's a guy who's trying to...
You can lift one foot before the other, same as the last play. This play was full of detail.
He's trying to say that the gather step allows you to do all this foolery. You know I sent this to my man EC from LA and Rodney Sauce, my resident refs. So please just explain to me why somebody believes that this gather allows you to do all this.
The takeaways here are delaying the end of your dribble using
Let's listen to this guy talk crazy.
Live, timing on your gather, and understanding what you're legally able to do after gather. As you can clearly see here, the main points I wanted people to understand is that there is no height limit on the step. As to why I exaggerated my jump stop here, bringing the ball over my head is not a shot attempt. You have to release the ball for a shot to do that, and the importance of knowing you can legally step through after your jump stop. Here, I wanted to highlight a different way to end your dribble and to help you guys understand that when you jump stop for step 2, you cannot step through after, but you can lift one foot before the other. You just have to release the ball for a pass or shot before either foot returns to the ground. On this play, I highlighted the dribble release, timing my gather with one foot on the floor, and reinforcing that when you jump stop for step 2, you no longer have the step through, but you can lift one foot before the other. Same as the last play. This play was full of detail. I highlighted that there was no height limit on the step, what's legal to do as a progressing player to start my dribble, and exaggerating my jump stop again, adding...
All I can say is ball up. Ain't no way you gonna do this in a pickup game with no bruhs. You try any of these moves at LA Fitness, the YMCA, Rucker Park, Victoria Park, Venice Beach, Santa Monica. I dare you to try to justify the gather step with some live in-your-face brothers, and it's close to game point. It ain't even gotta be close to game point. You will be wasting your time trying to implement these moves into your game. So young players, please don't get it twisted. The gather, from the beginning of time on the fast break, you have been allowed to take 3 steps on your gather. But that's breakaway by yourself, layup, 2-foot takeoff. You can have that. But doing stuff like this, that's just dumb, man. Why would you do something so egregious and questionable? Act Dog said, guard your grill. You try something like that with the homeboys, they gonna bust you in your mouth. Can he do all that on a hockey skates? No, man, that's ridiculous. That's Tragic Jawns number 1. Tragic Jawns number 2. For the old heads, I felt this, man. As I get a little bit older at my age, he said he pulled a hammy. Tragic Jawns, man. I think my man might be done. Like done. Like never walk again done. Like ankle, ACL, PCL, MCL, meniscus. Oh, tragic. Tragic, man. We got to do better, old guys. We can't get so sedentary and unathletic that we can't even do basic stuff. This is a chip. He didn't even kick hard. Tragic, man. Just tragic. I felt bad for him when I saw him. Ax said, does he have on slacks? Yeah. Dr. Frazier, you shouldn't be trying this either at the house. Don't be trying no more kicks. Your kicking days is over. Stay in your lane. Father Time, don't play. Exactly. I ain't trying nothing that I said, I'm boxing. But boxing is controlled. I can stand there, feet planted, way far apart, so ain't nobody falling down. This is probably my last year sparring. Next year, I'm just going just straight boxing, hitting the bags and cardio. And then I'm going to gravitate back towards golf, where it's going to be strictly golf. So we got to know, we have to know to stay in that lane. We have to know. Shout out to Russell
in the video is a social media
Westbrook.
operator for the Clippers.
It's a
Their
feel-good story.
started from the moment Westbrook joined the Clippers. In just over a month, Westbrook, with his genuine and friendly personality, has touched those around him. If you knew about Westbrook's character,
I thought it was going to be a smut piece when they first started showing the social media manager. But turns out
each teammate the
it was
latest
just
iPhone during the
clickbait.
training camp.
But the story
As a former
itself is
MVP,
Russ doing what
he
Russ
willingly
does.
sacrificed his status and came off the bench for the team. Due to Kobe's unexpected passing, Kobe's personal assistant lost her job and had a hard time. When Westbrook found out about this, he contacted and hired her as his assistant in the Thunder to retain Harden. Westbrook voluntarily gave up implementing the Rose Rule, costing him $14 million in salary. In the Lakers, he was the first to step up when a teammate had a conflict, whether it's towards teammates or fans. Westbrook always maintains sincerity and friendliness. When Westbrook's shoe gift fell as the fan failed to catch, Westbrook patiently threw the shoe to the fans in the stand again. To thank the hotel staff for their care, Westbrook left the room spotless upon checking out and left an $8,000 tip. These are just a few of Westbrook's heartwarming actions. Passing love and kindness on to those around him, that's Westbrook.
We don't hear any of this stuff. All we hear is that Russ is a problem. UCLA, Lusinger High School, UCLA. Russell Westbrook is still one of my favorite players in the league. Taking a sixth-man award or sixth-man position, role on the team, shows mad humility. And his work in the community is stellar. Only problem I have with him is his fashion. I can't get down with all the dresses and stuff. That's not my thing. Can't do that, man. Jenna, the Bat Slayer. I keep giving you new nicknames every week, Jenna. You're listening from Saskatchewan? Man, we worldwide. I'm so humbled and privileged to have so many good friends around the world. Jenna, the Bat Slayer, Smoke Show, Saskatchewan. I need another nickname. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Leon Frazier said, why did Canelo cancel the fight? Canelo is not the one canceling the fights. It's the promoters. And they are trying their best to cash out. While Canelo has 3 to 5 more fights left. And he's trying to maximize how much money he makes on these last few fights. We all want to see Canelo versus Bud Crawford. Will we see that? We'll have to wait and see. I like that, but he robbed the Lakers. They blamed all that on Russ. It wasn't Russ. I'm one of the coaches with his EYBL team. Team Why Not is Team Russ. Johnny Ack is one of the coaches on that staff. Ball players playing in the Peach Jam, the highest level of AAU basketball. Shout out to Coach Ack. Been doing it for a long time. Westbrook, good brother, man. Get a bad rap sometimes. Gotta love the nicknames, Jenna. That's how you stay connected to your family. Nicknames. I got Ack Dog in here. I got the Bat Slayer. I got Dr. Frazier in here. Who else we got in here? We got Chevy. Chevy and Nancy come with nicknames. SG Trilogy is plug 1. I got Sweet Brother Noomsy in here. I don't even know your real names, y'all. I got Sister Key from Philly. Rudy C. The new Monarch. The new Hated Ones. Leon said he had no issues with the Clippers. I just think his issue with the Lakers was the Lakers needed somebody to blame for what was going down. That's what that is. Another smoke, Tragic John. This one's interesting. Randy Macho Man Savage doing Brandy.
Do anything. Yeah.
This is for you, Randy.
Understand. Said his full name, Jermaine 9292. Yeah.
Chevy,
do a Slim Jim.
Chevy can appreciate Randy Savage.
Like fresh laundry. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm supposed to be singing. Have you ever been in love? Yeah. Been in love so bad. Oh, yeah. You would do anything.
Macho Man
Yeah.
Brandy
To make
Savage.
them understand. Is that his full name? Jermaine 9292, yeah. Step into a Slim Jim. This jacket smells like fresh laundry. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm supposed to be singing.
I'm supposed to be
Have
singing.
you ever been in love? Yeah. Been in love so bad. Oh, yeah. You would do anything. Yeah. To make
Who
them
thinks of this stuff, man?
understand.
I'm worried about this generation. I truly am worried about this generation.
Smells like fresh laundry. Yeah.
We know Brandy, the singer. Somebody thought it would be cool to do a mashup with Randy Macho Man Savage and Brandy. So Randy Macho Man Savage singing Brandy. I don't get it. I don't get it. What is wrong with people, man? What is wrong with people? I don't know. What is wrong with people, man? I got the happy boy in here. OG Miguel Lara, LBC in the house. Dr. Queen Elaine is here from Waco, Texas. She says, stop it right now. I will have no more of this. Off with your head. Chevy said, ooh, yeah. I say, oh, yeah. Macho has a rap song on Spotify. Yeah, so does Mr. T. And it's pretty hard to listen to. But it's there for everybody to listen to and have to go through. I mean, YouTube and cell phones and Photoshop, Final Cut Pro, iMovie, Premiere Pro, Sony Vegas, all these pieces of technology has brought us to where we are today. Crazy videos, senseless videos, but entertainment none the least. I saw a video of Floyd Mayweather being dissed. This almost made it to the Love Report. Watch Floyd's face when the fans do not come to take the picture with him. Anthony Joshua is a good friend. He brought Floyd into these pictures. These fans are not there to see Floyd. It's really sad. The GOAT, he says. I'm the GOAT, the greatest of all time. Yet, you're in the way. I thought this was so classic. Floyd, Money, Mayweather. But I do recall this photo op was in Europe. So apparently Floyd ain't popping in Europe. You ain't hitting in Europe, Hammer. I did see a pretty cool video where the Las Vegas Aces are going to be sponsored by a local business, and they bless the girls with some money.
So we've got an offer for you. We think it's a great offer for us. We think it's a great offer for us. We hope you think it's a great offer for you. But we would like to offer each of you individually a sponsorship for this year in the amount of $100,000. The offer is really simple. We want you to just play. We want you to keep repping Las Vegas. And if you go to three-peat, that'll be icing on the cake. So that's it.
One other thing I just want.
And we want to recognize.
Of course, the comments. The comments, of course. You could almost guess which direction the comments went. The people in the comments wanted to say this is the Caitlyn Clark effect. Again, some validity to that, but the Aces are the two-time champs and they have the MVP in A'ja Wilson. This company's in Vegas. They only have to play. They only have to continue to win. They don't even have to win. Just play, he says. And he dropped $100,000 on every single player on the team. He didn't say a word about Caitlyn Clark. He didn't say beat Indiana. He said just keep playing and bring a third championship here and we'll be happy. There is, there's that mosquito. Is he over here? Yes, eyes are on the league. Caitlyn Clark is a huge part of that. But this situation right here, I think is isolated, coupled with, not that it's strictly because, but all the factors play into this opportunity coming out of nowhere. He did not offer this last year after their first championship. They doubled. Now they're going for their third championship. And he saw a need. The young ladies are not being paid handsomely enough. Many of them have a second gig or an endorsement gig to make sure the lights stay on. And dropping $100,000 on each of them. And people had a problem with it being taxpayers' dollars. People had a problem with it. They wouldn't be getting anything if it weren't for Caitlyn, so they need to thank Caitlyn. Like, the comments are just toxic. How come we just can't celebrate the game? And that kind of goes to what I want to finish with tonight. We live in a time when it's almost taboo to tell the truth. Leon says it's awesome WNBA need to get more money. They will. People like Caitlyn Clark and Angel Reese bringing more eyes. Not that they're the best players of all time, but they're bringing more eyes. Social media, popularity, Angel going to the Met Gala, Caitlyn Clark being the all-time leading scorer, shooting the deep three, all that stuff plays a part. Camila Cordoza, when she gets back, even more eyes. Elaine said WNBA is now investigating them. Wow. Investigating the Aces because of this? See, this is what... Thank you, Elaine, for dropping that information on us. That's not good. What is the problem? They're professionals. Is it because it was a gambling situation? Who knows? My thing is this, before I get out of here. Was debating a couple of stories. Of course, one was the Caitlyn Clark phenomenon. And then talking about race. I believe it was Jamel Hill said it's because she's white and straight that she's getting all the attention that she's getting. And a lot of people are mad because she said that. And people already have a problem with Jamel Hill because she always has a take that is very strong to pointing out racism and things that might have some type of race ingredient. That's her lane. She speaks on things that might be race related. And people get mad when they say you put race into everything. Sorry, people. Race plays a part in almost everything, especially in America. I'm at a conference now. And one of the groups at the conference, there were no black people. Is it racist for me to point that out? I just know. Matter of fact, the two groups that are here at this conference, these two conferences, I'm the only black male, and there's only one other black female. And two very high performing groups are here trying to fix some problems in education, and in the other group is studying tuna fish. It's not racist to point that out. It's an observation that is absolutely true. Why is it a problem when we state an obvious, glaring truth when it comes to sports? Did you watch Iowa versus LSU? Did you watch Iowa versus South Carolina? Did you watch Notre Dame versus Miami in football in the early 90s? Did you watch the Lakers versus the Celtics? Historically, it's just an intriguing storyline. When President Obama won the election, people were upset. People still try to drag President Obama. He has no smut on his name, yet they claim he's the worst president ever. I beg to differ. For a lot of people who have a problem with black people pointing out race and racism, I would ask you to look in the mirror and really honestly look at yourself and make sure you're not the one who's coming off racist. If you're always attacking black athletes, borderline calling them thugs and saying crazy stuff about them, check yourself. As black people, we love when white people engage with the culture. When a white guy wants to dance with the black folks, we are like, hey, hey. So watch how you articulate, how you show your stance. Are you coming off that way? I know I have love for all people, but I will call out an issue if I see it. And I believe you can point out race and stereotypes and not come off racist or prejudiced or have hatred in your voice. If you point out something that's obviously true, maybe it's stereotypical, maybe it's not. But the intent, the foundation of the statement, you have to consider that. Let's see, the chat, appreciate that. The chef, the MD and chef team is in here from New Zealand. Thank you so much for tuning in. Johnny X said, no, you're speaking facts. So if you're speaking facts, why is it a problem? Because the truth hurts. Queen said ignorance. And when you educate somebody, they should no longer be ignorant. They now know. If you educate somebody, now you know. Now there's no excuse. Now if you still have a problem with it, now you have to really look yourself in the mirror and say, man, maybe I am racist. Maybe I should change. You don't have to stay that way. As the great Paul Mooney would say, complexion, protection, collection. The chef team says, we all see color in life, but that's not racist until we apply it to negative and untrue statements. Bingo. Thank you. If you don't see race, that's borderline racist. You have to be able to see someone else's plight and understand where they're coming from. That's what we're talking about. So, yes, I point things out. Yes, there is a difference. Yes, it's the truth. And it only hurts when you're coming from a point of view that's ignorant and closed-minded. Let's open our minds. Let's make sure we have love and kindness and peace and happiness in our hearts when we're dealing with people, especially from a different culture. Embrace other people's culture. When I was a teacher, I made sure we embraced everybody's culture, from the blacks to the whites to the Polynesians to the Latinos to the Asians. Everybody matters. Everybody's voice matters. Yes, we're going to celebrate Black History Month. We're going to celebrate Cinco de Mayo. We're going to celebrate, the Asian Heritage Month, Latino Heritage Month. We even celebrated the LGBTQ month. the Pride Month. Even though I don't necessarily vibe with that, that's not my thing. However, I believe my students all deserve to have their moment in the sun, and we'll check them out, appreciate them, celebrate them. However, if they ever came to me on the side and asked me what I felt, that's when I would have liberty to say this is what I believe. But in a public school setting, I don't have that liberty. I have to make sure everybody feels welcome. Everybody has a platform to speak or to showcase and to be who they are. Just don't overly do it and make anybody feel uncomfortable. And that's how I ran my classroom. Everything went good. I even had Racist Wednesday, where you could say something you might not be sure about if it's racist. I keep telling a story about a kid I had. He says, "Mr. Cobbs, can I ask you a question about Thanksgiving?" I said, "Sure." "What's the question?" "Do black people eat fried chicken on Thanksgiving?" I said, "Absolutely." And the class went crazy. It was mayhem. And I'm like, what? You guys don't have fried chicken on Thanksgiving? And that dialogue was now open, and I was now the favorite black teacher, the only black teacher at Los Alamitos High School. That's a story I tell all the time, because I think it's important to point out the obvious. Even sometimes it might seem comedic, as long as it's not hurtful and it doesn't make anybody feel out of pocket. Say what's on your mind, man. I am very thick-skinned. I'm not very easily offended. Rubio Method and I had some late night talks during Super Bowl, and we talked about it, man. He was like, "Move to Idaho." I said, "What do I look like moving to Idaho?" He said, you'd be accepted. I'm like, man, please. As soon as I pull up, the music's gonna stop and the police are gonna pull me over at the border and ask me, what am I doing here? This is Idaho. You don't belong here. If my daughter had went to Boston University, she would have had to deal with some Boston racism. You think it doesn't happen? You think it doesn't exist? Try it for yourself, man. All right, man, that's my show. I hope you don't feel some kind of way, but that's what it is, man. We're all God's children. We all look different. We all come from different places. We all have our different cultures and practices and norms, but it's good to have dialogue. It's good to talk. It's good to open up. That way you won't be ignorant. That way you will learn why brothers are so sensitive about certain topics, because y'all act like it ain't there, but it is. All right, y'all, that's my show. It's AC Sports Live. I appreciate you guys for hanging out with me. Tune in to The Ride with Chevy and Nasty on YouTube right now. Type in The Ride with Chevy and Nasty, and you won't miss it. Two big 6'5", 6'7" Canadian linemen, D linemen, O linemen, huge dudes talking about fatherhood, sports, and life. You'll love it. On top of that, all the podcasts within the Brotherhood of Podcasts, the Collective Podcast, Saturday mornings at 8 a.m. on Facebook and YouTube. And I think all your streaming services. The MD and Chef team, I believe, is tomorrow. Check your local listings for that. We have the Time Is Now podcast, I believe, airs tomorrow morning. Spotify, Apple Music. Rubio Method was earlier today on YouTube. A lot of shows. Pick Up the Six. I got to get a list of all our shows, so I don't leave anybody out. 1585 show, Thursday, 9 p.m. here on Facebook, YouTube, X, LinkedIn, and Twitch. I'll be broadcasting from Vegas as we have summer workouts for my kid. He's going to get it in with Coach Va at Game Changers, and it's going to be awesome. All right, y'all. Y'all have a blessed evening, and I will see you next week. MD says, all red blood inside. Amen. James Mack, peace and blessings. I'm out.